Hi guys, and today I'm going to be reading a chapter from my book Forgotten Babylon. You can buy this book and the link in my link tree that says Forgotten Babylon. I'm currently reworking some things on it, but this is the original, so you can go ahead and buy an original copy before it's been remodified yet again. I'm also going to be adding pictures at some point, either from myself or from another artist. I haven't quite decided yet. But anyway, here's a little sneak peek. I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 7 to you guys. And I'm only going to read up to 10 minutes worth. And if for some reason I don't finish the chapter in that time, I will only read part of the chapter to you guys. I'll probably stop like about 8 minutes so I can retell you guys the details. Anyway, enjoy this. In the coming days, she ended up watching the king at the oddest moments. The first day she watched as he looked after a group of 5 puppies. Arn was shocked to see a tear fall down the king's face. Gilmos had a vet mend one of the puppy's legs, which had been broken. The puppy was smaller than the rest of the black with brown, super fluffy compared to the others. The blonde mother dog licked the puppy when the king sat down. Does the king show tears? I thought only Anu showed mercy to living things. We were taught mankind has no mercy, and yet he cries. For this little fluffy dog, as the gods of life cry for the man and fae, she said to Tomoko. Arn was confused by what he was showing her, but began to see Tomoko as a teacher, and for some reason began also to be drawn to the king. On the second day, she watched the king disguise himself as a homeless man, and take with him a basket full of bread, which he took the time to give to the homeless. She was shocked that a man who wore so much gold and the finest clothes in Babylon would hide his identity from the people. Why does the king not tell the people who he is? She asked Tomoko. Curiously looking at him as a child might look upon someone. One must never boast about performing a noble task, for a good deed must be done because it is the right thing to do, not because one seeks rewards, Tomoko said to the girl. Then on the third day, she saw the king cooking, with no help from the staff. This confused Arwen even more, because in Eden, gods never cooked for themselves. And the stories she heard about royal humans said they had servants to do such things, rather than doing them themselves. Your king cooks and is noble, and I can't even cook. If I tried, I fear I'd burn the food till it was fine black charcoal, Arwen said, shocked. The king has many skills. Wood has had to raise himself and all, but then I forget how spoiled you Fae are, so clueless, save for the task you were given. Except for the task that you were given. Tomoko explained, then proceeded to give Arwen a cooking lesson to show the king, unbeknownst to her, while Arwen was spying on the king during the day. The king was spying on her at night. The first night, Gilmos saw Arwen singing a little red fox that had managed to slip into the palace. So she likes foxes too, he thought, as his thoughts drifted back to his room and the fox and bear and wolf statue there. She seemed to care for the fox as much as he cared for the puppy. Maybe the Fae are not so different from us humans. Still, he thought to himself, as he walked away from the wall he'd been leaning against and brushing his black hair. On the second night, Arwen helped a small child who fell in the hallway. Are you hurt? Here, let me help you. Find your parents. You know, I get lost in this big castle too, she said with a soft smile. You're a fairy, right? Grandmother told me of the fairy people and their wings. Grandmother works in the third highest tower of the king's castle. She makes all the best clothing in Babylon, she said to the child. Then I will help you back to the tower. And we do, but the wings are not always visible. We only call on them when we're happy and playing with animals, Arwen said with a soft smile. Are you unhappy then, fairy lady? The child asked. I am confused by your cane, not that it's anything you have to worry about, she said, smiling and quickly attempting to brush it off. Okay, if you say so, fairy lady. The child said. Arwen picked up the child, and by the time they got to the third floor of the tower, the child had fallen asleep in her arms. As she handed the sleeping child to the mother, Gilmos found himself thinking, I don't get it. She seems to possess maternal skills, and yet does not seem to have children of her own. And that is not even her seed, he thought to himself, as he smirked across a soft smirk across his lips. No, you're not thinking a fey child could be a mother, he said to himself, shaking his head, fighting his inner thoughts, because he was finding himself drawn to her, like a moth to a flame. On the third night, Arwen had ripped her dress and went to the seamstress, but rather than have the woman fix it for her, Arwen asked the seamstress to teach her how to fix the gown. Why would a supposed spoiled fae learn to sew? It was obvious the woman was grateful for her returning her offspring to her. Gilmos wondered. On the fourth day, Arwen bought the king breakfast. Finally, do you show yourself? I see Tomoko has been showing you around. It's flattering you spy on me. Did you learn anything interesting, servant of deities? He said in a semi-pleasant tone, which seemed to imply he was rather proud that he had figured out what she was doing, even if she'd been aware of him watching her. Why do you not show everyone how kind you are? Would the people not love you more if you showed them this kindness over harshness? Arwen asked, curiously. This is not a bad for a novice. We'll make something together tomorrow, and a king should show strength and firmness, not kindness, which would be received as weakness, Gilmos said, as he studied Arwen. You don't trust me. I am a servant of the gods, as you just said. Where we come from should not decide who we are. You of all people should understand that, since you came from the gods, though you deny your divine blood, Arwen said, her hands trembling with anger. Gilmos noticed and placed his hands over hers. You have a valid point, little one. Indeed, you might be smarter and wiser than I originally anticipated. The fifth day came. Gilmos met the girl in the kitchen and thought Tomoko had given her a lesson. It would be like a lesson with the king. It would not be like a lesson with the king. The king watched Arwen mix eggs. So I'm going to stop there, and if you guys want to know more, go ahead and click that link in the link tree. And then you can go ahead and buy yourself a copy so you can read the rest and see what happens to Arwen and Gilmos, as well as several other characters. If you're watching from my YouTube channel, I will go ahead and put the link underneath this description. If you're looking at this from Instagram, I will also put the link in the description. If you're watching from TikTok, please click the link tree and it will take you directly to the link. I'll be posting this on all my social medias, and I hope you guys enjoyed the read. So check it out. Love you guys. Foxy Diana Ray / Mia Vasquez out.